Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the new Cadillac XT4. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Center Cadillac here in Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this XT4. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 235 horsepower and then 258 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, it's going to be kind of hard to see all the body lines on the hood because of the white paint, but in person, they do look cool. And speaking of looking cool, this new light design, although kind of crazy, looks really good. It gives this a much more futuristic appearance. And yes, it is a split light design. Notice the grille's all blacked out with the Cadillac logo front and center. And then all this trim here at the bottom is also blacked out. And putting it all together, the fresh face that the XT4 has looks fantastic in my opinion. Coming on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 245, 45, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels, you got the silver on the top with some metallic gray, kind of has a satin finish. So this is really nice. The fender flares are painted black. You guys can see all the trim there on the side as well. Got the Cadillac emblem on the side too. And I noticed the window trim is also painted, so it has a much more premium look. But anyways, there's the side. Here's a quick look at the key fob. We have our unlock and our lock function, a remote start. We got the opening for the hatch and then the Cadillac logo on the back. And popping into the back, you guys can see we've got a cargo cover built in from the factory, and then I like this down below, and then you can see the storage underneath. But yeah, the XT4 is kind of, you know, Cadillac's smaller crossover, but it's still pretty dang spacious. And when you're all done, just press that and then it'll lower the hatch down. Now, taking a look at the taillights, pretty crazy, absolutely massive too. You guys can see all the badges here on the back as well. And then look at the covers of the exhaust tips. So putting it all together, let me guys think about the style here with the new XT4. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see soft touch here at the top. Look at the blue stitching, by the way, and then you guys can see the carbon fiber. Maybe you can't. There you go. Carbon fiber trim down below. And then I love the two-tone theme on the door panel. And then look at these seats. They absolutely pop. Perforated all down the center. Legroom back here is pretty good. We also have a little storage pocket. We've got some vent action here, heated seats. You have some USBs as well. And then look at this cup holder armrest. And then last but not least, headroom. It's good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see again with that two-tone theme and then the carbon fiber that goes across. We also have memory seats. We've got all of our window controls here, front to our automatic, mirror adjustments, and then there's a quick look at the mirrors. And then here's the front seat. Notice perforated all down the center portion, again with the blue stitching. All of your adjustments here on the side. We also have massage seat function. That's fancy. Pedals look very premium too. So taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see really nice trim all around, perforated on either side. We've got paddle shifters here on the back for that 9-speed automatic. You got a bunch of practical controls here on the front for stuff like your volume controls, cruise control, voice command controls, and then you got your regular stocks here on the back. Now, just like the Escalade, we have a little side screen right here with the XT4, and you can change the gauge view. So you guys can see right now we're on the gauge view of the gauges, if that makes sense. And then you can do the map view. Obviously this hasn't been set up yet, so I can't do that. And then you just do the clean, which yeah, but pretty fast response time with going through the different menus. But yeah, big gauge cluster. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and resolution's pretty dang solid. And then yes, this is all connected, by the way, in terms of these screens, so lots of screen action. But you've got the shortcut bar here at the bottom, and overall response time is actually really good with this, as you can see. And obviously it's got all the Google setup once you set everything up after your purchase of the vehicle, so I can't really demo that in this video. But what I can say is this is a lot. Now this is really nice. The dash is all soft touch. There's blue stitching, and then look how pretty that is. And you can see the trim here as well. And then it kind of like connects the vents on top of that. And then we've got our dual zone climate controls. We also have heated and ventilated seats. You've got your lane departure with your parking sensors. And then look at this. Got the nice stitching on it. And then look at the storage space right there. Shifter just like in the Escalade. And then you get your analog control for the infotainment system if you don't want to use the touchscreen. got some cup holder action here, and then you can see the stability control through auto stop start, and then your drive mode select right here, which will actually pop up here with a cool animation. Look at that. That's fun, right? Or at least I think it is. And then up top we got our universal garage door openers, and then a full panoramic sunroof. There's quite a bit of glare, so it's kind of hard to see the window sticker, but 2024 XT4. This one is a Sport, for those of you that are wondering. Base MSRP is $44,495. This one has quite a few options added to it. After all options, $53,640. And let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear. And let us set off. Ooh, probably not that way though. I guess we get to test out that backup camera system. Let's try not to hit into the singular pole that's behind us. Right. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. I'll be honest, I have purposefully, and this might shock some of you that are watching this, and maybe it'll discredit me a little bit. I have purposefully been staying away from new car releases. So like when a manufacturer releases a new car, I don't know about it anymore. Like I just don't, like I've pulled myself out of that. Now the reason why I've done that is so that I can stay more neutral on my reviews as these new cars come out, because with this XT4, for example, I didn't even know that Cadillac was going to redo the XT4 for the 2024 model year. But when I show up to the Cadillac dealership, they've got this new XT4, and so now I can tell you guys my impressions on this without having read any information on it whatsoever, so there can't be any bias. Let me know if you guys end up liking this kind of, I guess, review format now, moving forward. Anyways, I've always been unbiased, but like I feel like this helps out even more. So, ride quality is really good with the XT4 so far. It is a smaller crossover though, so it's not gonna be as comfortable as like, you know, XT6, Escalade, all that kind of stuff. You know, long wheelbases do a lot when it comes to ride quality, but still pretty good. Aside from that, torque with this powertrain seems to be pretty solid right off the bat. You can definitely tell it's a 4-cylinder. Doesn't hide that. You know, some 4-cylinders will have so much power they kind of feel like they might be a V6 or something. Not the case with this, but not a bad thing. Yeah, it did really well over the train tracks. So I think that's a big plus. It's comfy. Yeah, it's really comfy. And I like the, I actually like this interior. I really like this setup. It feels like an experience. It is a little bit overwhelming though at first. So something you'd have to get used to. But yeah, it's comfortable. It really does. It feels like a nice luxury car. Now we'll pop it into the, I think that's sport. I don't have the animation up here, so I gotta click this in so I can see what's happening. There we go. Now we're in the sport mode here. I was gonna make it, that Volkswagen's picking up that person. I was gonna make a joke how they're pulling over because they broke down because they're a Volkswagen. But you know what? Can't make that joke now. So now it's an all-wheel drive. I'll be honest, I didn't really notice that. I'm pretty, let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is, and I'll double check up here. I feel like I'm pretty sure this is front-wheel drive based, but I'll put it back in two-wheel drive mode a little bit later and see how it feels. But it didn't really feel, the normal front-wheel drive, you know, annoying stuff. But let's get our acceleration here. Woo! Pretty good. Pretty good. I did feel a bit of torque steer though. So let's put it in touring. So now it's back in two-wheel drive. And when I get at my acceleration up here, I'll be able to tell if it's torque, you know, if it's front-wheel drive or not. Okay, so we're gonna wait for this little car to kind of get out of the way a little bit. Any moment now. Okay. Yeah, definitely front wheel drive. Definitely get the when you go full throttle, you can get the torque steer feel. So interesting, very interesting. So summing things up, I love how this looks. I think it drives really well, and let's see if there's anything bad I can say about it. Not really. I think that Cadillac just did I think they did a good job in the XT4. You know, this kind of competes against like BMW X3, I imagine, Audi, what, Q3, and it has a really good feel to it. It feels more futuristic. It does feel upscale. They've done a good job with the fit and finish and the material use. So job well done, Cadillac. But let me know what you guys think about the XT4.